The familiarity that makes your home feel comfortable is precisely what blinds you to the escalating, hidden dangers that threaten your independence. Now, I know that might sound a little bit alarming, but it's a really crucial truth we need to talk about. Your home, the one place you feel the most secure, can, over time, become a landscape of hidden risks. And look, this isn't about being careless. It's about a powerful psychological quirk we all have called the safety blind spot. It's that feeling of knowing your space so well that you stop truly seeing it anymore. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain on these risks, and I'll give you a simple, powerful framework to help you secure not just your safety, but your future.
So here's our roadmap. First, we're going to dig into what this safety blind spot really is, and the clever tricks our brain plays on us. It's actually fascinating stuff. Then, I'll introduce you to a fantastic tool, the Two-Zone Safety Audit, and we'll walk through 4 clear steps to put it into action. And finally, we'll zoom out to look at the big picture, and I'll leave you with one simple, gentle action you can take tonight to get started. Sound good?
All right, let's dive right in. The safety blind spot. What are we really talking about here? Well, it's the natural side effect of comfort. I mean, you know your home so well you could probably navigate it with your eyes closed, right? You know every creaky floorboard, every little nook and cranny. And that deep familiarity, it's a wonderful thing, but it has a hidden cost. It actually trains our brains to stop paying attention to the small, slow changes, those little hazards that creep in over the years.
You know what I mean. That corner of the throw rug that always gets bunched up, you just automatically step over it without a second thought. That extension cord you've been avoiding for a decade, your brain has it mapped. And look, this isn't some personal failing, it's just your brain being super efficient, putting things on autopilot to save energy. But here's the catch. As our bodies change, that brilliant mental shortcut can quietly become a real threat to our independence. So, to really get a handle on this blind spot, we need to meet the 2 little psychological villains working behind the scenes. These aren't just vague concepts. They're specific cognitive biases that explain exactly why our brains get so good at ignoring dangers right under our noses. Once you understand them, you can start to counteract them. Okay, the first and most powerful one is called habituation. This is basically your brain's tendency to tune out anything that's constant and familiar. It's the reason you stop hearing the hum of the refrigerator after a while. Now, in your home, this means you stop seeing that slightly loose handrail or that cracked paving stone out back. Because it's always been there and nothing bad has happened, yet, your brain just files it away as unimportant. It's a kind of passive risk-taking.
The second bias is a little more active. It's called functional overshoot. This is what happens when we try to do a familiar task by, well, overextending ourselves. It's reaching on your tiptoes for that one mug on the top shelf, or using a dining chair as a step stool, or lifting a box that's just a little too heavy. You've done it 100 times, so your brain thinks, no problem, we've got this. The issue is, it doesn't always account for small changes in our own strength or balance.
And this is where it gets really critical. These 2 don't work alone, they team up. Habituation is about the environment, the hazards you've learned to ignore. Functional overshoot is about your actions, the physical limits you push. So you have a passive risk and an active risk. When they combine, that's the perfect storm. An ignored hazard meets an overconfident action. That's the moment where most preventable accidents happen.
And let me be clear, this isn't just a theoretical problem. The stakes are incredibly high. The CDC reports that 1 in 4 older adults falls every single year. And a huge number of those falls are directly linked to these environmental hazards at home, the exact things that habituation and functional overshoot cause us to overlook. So overcoming these biases, it's not just a nice idea. It's absolutely essential for staying healthy and independent.
Okay, so we've identified the problem. We know the psychology behind it. Now let's talk about the solution. And it's a great one, because it takes our tricky, unreliable feelings of safety out of the equation entirely. Instead, it gives us an objective, empowering framework, the Two-Zone Safety Audit. This is the tool that lets you see your home with fresh eyes again.
This whole framework is built on one simple truth: familiarity breeds hazard. To break that cycle, you need a system. You need a new way of looking at your home, not just as this comfortable, memory-filled space, but as a functional environment that needs to support you safely. And the Two-Zone Audit does exactly that, by focusing your attention on the 2 areas where the risk is highest.
Zone 1 is what we call the wet zone. And you guessed it, that's primarily the bathroom. Just think about it for a second. It's a small space, full of hard surfaces, plus water and steam. It's basically the epicenter for slips and falls.
So auditing this zone means looking at it like a safety inspector. Are there grab bars? And I mean real, securely installed weight-bearing grab bars, not a towel rack, in the shower and next to the toilet? Is there a non-slip mat inside and outside the tub? This zone is non-negotiable. Securing it is one of the biggest wins you can get.
Okay, on to Zone 2, pathways and vertical access. Think of these as the main traffic arteries in your home, your hallways, your staircases, the routes you walk every day between rooms. The big risks here are tripping and falling from a height, so your audit here focuses on two things: clearance and lighting. Are the paths completely clear? No clutter, no stray electrical cords, no slippery throw rugs. And what about the lighting? Is it bright and even? Are there dark corners or deep shadows, especially on the stairs? That's what you're looking for.
You know, I want to pause here for a second, because this is so important. Sometimes making these changes, adding a grab bar, getting rid of a rug you've had for years, it can feel like a concession, like you're admitting some kind of weakness. I really want you to throw that idea out the window. This is not a concession. It is a strategic, powerful investment in your own independence. You are proactively shaping your environment so you can keep living in it on your own terms for years and years to come.
So you get the two zones, but the big question is, how do you actually put this audit into practice? Let's get really practical. I'm going to walk you through 4 straightforward, actionable steps you can start using right away to systematically make your home a safer place to be. This is where we turn the theory into real, tangible change.
So here's the game plan. Step 1, the easiest win, remove unsecured items. We're talking about those sliding rugs and tripping hazard cords. Just get them out of the main pathways. Step 2, maximize your lighting. Add brighter bulbs, maybe some night lights, to get rid of shadows. Step 3 is a great one we'll dig into next, called the 3 reach test. And step 4, which might be the most powerful of all, is to get a fresh eyes audit from someone who doesn't live with you. Let's really focus on step 3 for a second, because this directly fights that functional overshoot we talked about. It's the 3 reach test. For all the stuff you use regularly in the kitchen, in your closet, ask these 3 questions. Can you reach it from your knees? Is it below shoulder height? And can you grab it easily without stretching or leaning? If the answer to any of those is no, then it's time to move that item. The goal here is simple but profound, to make it so you never need a step stool or a risky stretch for a daily task ever again. You know, taking these steps isn't just about a weekend project. It really is about a shift in perspective. It's about playing the long game. It means you start seeing your home not just as a place of memories, but as a dynamic environment that needs to actively support the person you are today and the person you'll be tomorrow. The goal is to transform it into a true fortress of comfort.
Think about it like this. Every little change you make, every grab bar you install, it's like making a deposit in the bank of your own independence. You are taking deliberate, proactive control of your surroundings to protect your future freedom. It's an act of strength, of foresight, and really, of self-respect. It is the single greatest investment you can make in your own self-sovereignty.
Okay, we have covered a lot of ground, from brain science to home audits, and I get that it can feel like a lot to take on. So let's bring it all home with one final, gentle first step. A small action that you can take tonight that will have a genuinely big impact. It's all about starting small to build that momentum.
Because that's the question on everyone's mind at this point, isn't it? Okay, this all makes sense, but where on earth do I begin? And that's a totally fair question. The answer is, you start with the highest risk scenario. You focus your energy where it's going to have the biggest and most immediate impact.
So here it is, your challenge. Tonight, before you go to bed, I want you to audit the path from your bed to your bathroom. Think about it. It's the journey you're most likely to take when you're groggy or in low light. So make sure that path is absolutely clear. No shoes, no clutter, no rugs that can slip. Then check the lighting. Is there a night light? Are the switches easy to find? Taking just 5 minutes to secure this one path is probably the most effective first step you can possibly take. So as we wrap up, let's bring it all together. Your home is your sanctuary. It should be the foundation for your safety, your autonomy, and your peace of mind. But as we've seen, the very comfort it provides can create that psychological safety blind spot, causing us to miss the hazards hiding in plain sight. But the solution isn't complicated, and it is entirely in your hands. It's the power of the two-zone audit, of looking at your home with fresh, objective eyes. It's about focusing on securing that wet zone and clearing your pathways. This simple framework is what can help prevent that one single fall that could change everything.
And please remember, making these proactive changes isn't about limitation, it's about liberation. By taking informed, deliberate action, you transform your beloved home from a place of hidden risk into a true fortress, a foundation for a long, independent, and fulfilling life, lived with confidence and complete peace of mind.